Hello, everybody, and welcome to At America TV. My name is James, one of the e-guides here at America, and we welcome audience members joining us online. We hope that you're doing well and staying safe. At America is the United States Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. In this episode, we will be having Future Career and Skills in Demand CEO Talk. But before we begin, let's break the ice with a little game. I have here a question for everybody. True or false, it is important to build a diverse set of skills and then apply those skills in the real world. Stay tuned until the end of this program because we'll be giving a live shout out to whoever can answer correctly on our social medias. Other than that, don't forget to take a selfie and tag at America's Instagram account. And now, without further ado, I would like to invite our moderator for today, Mbak April Sirait, a senior assignment editor from CNN Indonesia. Mbak April, the stage is yours.
Excited to be in this event where we're going to talk about future career skills in demand special CEO talk. So prepare yourself for a better future by joining our 4 series with top experts, and today is our first series, and you can learn more from the CEOs, US graduates, and HR experts to get yourself ready to start your career. And get motivated by remarkable CEOs and founders. They have found their ideas, and let's hear them. So you may as well get inspired by what they share with us this evening. So I'd like to introduce 3 young, talented, and inspiring speakers. First, we have Nadia Amalia, CEO and founder Sribu. Hi, good evening, Nadia. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Mafia.
So Nadia is passionate about increasing financial literacy and inclusion in Indonesia. She has experience as an equity researcher while having a study background in Massachusetts Institute of Technology or MIT Master of Finance class of 2020. After spending the last 5 years teaching financial literacy to over 35,000 people, she is now building Sribu, a mobile-based application to reach more people and help them to make smarter financial decisions. And second speaker, we have Muhammad Nabil Satria Paradis. He is co-founder of Plati ID and Mino. Hi, Nabil. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Gabriel.
So Nabil is a professional in engineering and business with substantial experiences in holistic engineering development, technological design, and sustainable projects. Growing up in a developing country has shaped his perspective on innovation and technology as important tools to improve the lives of our society and environment. He is the co-founder of a project called Plati ID, an online learning platform that supports product development from ideation to launch. In addition, he led an award-winning startup project called Mino, an initiative to improve the livelihood of the local fish farmers with simple and affordable food technology. Mino was awarded first place in the 2016 Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative or YSEALI World of Food Innovation Challenge. And last but not least, our speakers, we have Robinson Sinurat. He is the founder of Yayasan Mimpi Besar Indonesia. Hi, Robinson. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Gabriel.
So he's joining us all the way from Sumba, right?
Sumbawa, West
Sumbawa. Yeah. So Robin is a founder of Yayasan Mimpi Besar Indonesia, a non-profit organization that seeks to address the social issue of low educational attainment by providing scholarships and soft skills training to talented college students from low-income families in Indonesia. Robin is a graduate from Columbia University where he earned a master's in social work. Wow, what an achievement of all the speakers. Such an honor that they are here with us and they're going to share their experience and share their knowledge and expertise in each field that they have been working on. Okay, langsung aja we can speak in Bahasa and English. I first to Nadia Amalia. Nadia, it's very interesting that you are CEO and founder of Sribu. I'm not being sexist or anything, but you know, when a woman built a company, it's people are wondering how you started, how did it start? What's the story behind it?
Thank you, Bafia. It's a really good question. So a lot of people ask me like, why do you start a company, especially in the personal finance space?
Yeah.
Why is it so hard? So to be honest, like personal finance has been really a big issue. Like for me personally, I think that is a really big issue for me, I think it's really important to teach people how to be financially literate. So back in 2016, I was like at the in a position that I want to help people, but I don't really know how to help the people, especially people who are close to me, like my friends and family, because I've been also witnessing a lot of people close to me, like my friends and my family, they got into financial problems because they don't really understand their financial situation, and that is really mungkin kalau misalnya I can say it is really sad for me to see that, and I really want to help, but in 2016 I didn't really know how, so I started from building a non-profit financial organization. So back then it was still a a community. So we built a community, teach people, especially women and also millennials, how to manage your money properly. So I started a financial organization, non-profit organization first, and then that was actually the beginning for me to start to teach thousands of people in Indonesia and witnessing how financial decision really impact their lives. So it is really mind blowing for me, like seeing people like from a really simple problem, which is understanding your financial situation, it can actually lead to another bigger problem. Cannot reach your goal, cannot send your kids to school. So witnessing that, I think that it's not enough just to teach them about financial literacy. I need to do more, like how I can help these people from becoming from aware about their financial situation and really make action to help them to reach their financial goals. So I went to MIT actually to learn like how to build a product that can help these people, especially people I taught in the past. So I started Sribu back at MIT around a year ago, and then it was like I can say that it is still challenging. It was challenging, but it is really, I can say it is really a great experience, like helping people from understanding their finances and also giving them financial training, and now giving helping them with the tools that can help them to reach their financial goals. So I think that was a long story short about how I built Rebu. And as a woman, of course, it is also challenging because I don't really want to say it, but sometimes, especially in the tech world and the startup world where the world is dominated by male,
Now,
and then I just like some you really few people who start the business. But one mindset that I have in mind is that like our gender, our religion, our race shouldn't really limit our dreams. So that's why like I have this mission that I want to achieve. I want to help people, and no matter like my gender, and also there of course there will be challenges in the future, or even now. But at least that if we have passion and also we know like it is really important for us, maybe we can overcome that in the future.
so speaking of a journey to succeed, what are the challenges like building your own company? You said that you started in 2016, right? It's been a long
Yeah.
way for you, like for more than 5 years now, and how you overcome that?
Yeah. So it is really a long journey. If I can remind, it is really a long journey, panjang banget dari 2016. And then what I can tell is that during that journey, there were a lot of challenges. Even until now, I still face a lot of challenges. The first one is that when you start something, a lot of people won't believe you, like won't believe your idea. Like, hey, like even though there are like a small amount of people that will believe your idea, but there will be a lot of people who are challenging your idea. Like, hey, Nadia, I had the experience that then the people told me that, hey, Nadia, your idea sucks. It won't work. I had that experience. So that's one. Like, people won't believe your idea. There will be people always be people who won't believe your idea, and then not only that is that also in terms of resources, because when people don't believe your idea, and then there is also another problem, which also limiting your financial capability to start building the business, and then human resources as well. I think those three are the main challenges I face, especially in the first year. Like, first is that we had really no money in our bank account to start something, so I need to invest my own emergency saving for that, like life saving, not emergency saving, but life saving to start my own business. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I can turn off the phone first. Sebentar ya.
Okay, okay. So while waiting for Nadia come back to our talk, I go to Nabil. Nabil, why Lati ID focus on supporting UMKM? Why not supporting other business fields? Why UMKM? What's the story behind it?
Okay, thank you so much, Kak April, for your question. So, actually, this is my pleasure to share in this event in at America with Kak Upin, Kak Nadia, and Kak April. And thank you for the opportunity. So, probably I would like to share about the beginning of Latih ID. So, Latih ID actually we start the idea on 2019. So one of the founder actually woman also. So she is even our director. So we start the idea when we study in Australia. So I studied in the University of Melbourne, and back at that time, e-learning is not a common term. So it's quite rare to have online learning and to take some modules, and then you can get something in Indonesia. But in the Australia, everything going digital, even for education platform. Let's say if I would like to enter my laboratory, so I just need to go to the online module and then take the courses, and then I got the certificate, and then I can enter my laboratory. So that's kind of the normal procedure there. And me and some of the founders, we have the experience like creating our small business back in Indonesia and then developing our startup. So uh, in Indonesia, we feel like, let's say, I would like to have like the knowledge how to make a good photograph for our product. So it was quite hard to find a way to get there. I need to open lots of YouTube videos, and then probably at the end, the conclusion is there is no good video. And most of the good resources were from the outside, from the international platform, and then using English and so on. Therefore, we try kind of connection of these problems and the opportunity, and then we try to provide small and medium enterprises module to increase their potential, to increase their training within the online platform. So back in 2019, we got an opportunity to present this idea in Indonesia Development Forum by Bapenas. At that time, after we presented our ideas, we got a lot of kind of support. Oh, that's a good idea. We want to support. We want to collaborate, and so on. After that, we back to Australia, and then we try to apply the Waisili Seed for Future program to create this platform, and we got accepted from the support from Waisili and U.S. Department of State, and then this project began. So it's quite a challenging process to create the platform and then to provide the online module. However, uh, we learn a lot during the process, and then at the end of the day, it's quite kind of happiness to see the result. Like, a lot of our trainee or someone who learned from our event, from our module, they say that that's a very useful platform, and then thank you for sharing and so on. So that's kind of happiness to get the comment and then to see the result. Thank you, Kak April.
Wow, this is very interesting because you got inspired while you are living in a, let's say, advanced developed country, which is totally different from Indonesia, right? But
Yes.
the idea actually applicable in our country. But the thing
Yes.
is, don't you think that it's not able to able, for example, like this, how Lati ID provides training and services for UMKMs? those based in remote parts of Indonesia that are lack of internet access, because going digital means that you need like supporting system as well, right? Like the internet, like human sources, especially in the east part of Indonesia.
Sure. Thank you, Gabriel. So we 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 had that kind of problem, and then one of our solution is through the collaboration. So there are a couple of collaboration that we try to reach out those kind of potential SMEs in those area. The first example is we have a collaboration with Kitong Bisa Enterprise.
Okay.
With Kitong Bisa, we try to give the opportunity in the youth and small and medium enterprises in Papua. We conduct several workshops. The workshop series how to conduct businesses, how to create a good module, how to create a good product and description, how to enter the e-marketplace and so on. The Kitong Bisa help to reach out uh, the the youth and the small and medium enterprises in those kind of area, and then we try to collaborate to provide the model and so on. And the second example, we also have collaboration with some of the companies in Kalimantan. So they provide the internet support, the laptop, and the facilities to the small and medium enterprises in Kalimantan. And then we help them to provide a module and then the curriculum and so on. So therefore, one of the key answer is within the collaboration. So within the collaboration, we can reach the rural and the underprivileged SMEs actually.
The collaboration is the key to make a greater impact to our society. And
Sure.
one more, Mino, it's really caught my attention, micro bubble technology, aiming to provide affordable micro bubble technology for aquaculture and agriculture. When the world is now really concerned about climate crisis, and agriculture is one of the fields that contributes to global emissions. Is there any relation to this? How this invention can fight climate crisis, as it's really related to one of the biggest problem human facing right now.
Okay, sure. Probably I would like to share and explain a bit about Mino project. So first of all, I would like to say thank you to Ed America because actually Mino is we start the ideation process within the Wesley Seed for the Future program. So I would say Mino probably is not as big as tidak bisa sebesar ini without the help from Wesley World for Food Innovation Challenge. Sorry. So the Wesley and U.S. Department of State help us a lot to grow this project. And if we talk about Mino, yes. So one of the most pressing challenge we try to tackle is the food security actually. So we try to provide the to help the local fish farmer produce the food, the fish and so on within our technology. So our technology provide the micro bubble, which is less than 30 micron bubble. It can help to increase the dissolved oxygen 2 times, which increase the number of fish harvested, the
Wow.
the weight and the size of the fish and so on. Therefore, this project, the Mino startup, we try to help local fish farmer and then to help to provide the food security. Thank you.
So this is I'm gonna ask you anyway. This is such a nightmare for everybody, not only for the CEOs or founders, like many startups and Invaler. How you build such a sustained one?
Sorry, Kak April, could you?
So many startups and Invaler, they don't they cannot go on. They
Sure.
cannot keep going because of the lack of maybe investment or
Sure.
system failures. How you build such a sustained one, sustain startup?
Okay, thank you so much. So, what I would like to say is the golden key of a startup actually. So, one of the first key before building a startup is to understanding your customer, understanding your potential customer. Most of the innovation fail, like 90% of the innovation and startup fail, because they forget to understanding the customer journey, and understanding who will use those kind of innovation. uh, most of the startup, let's say, for me, because my background is an engineer, we try to provide as cool as possible tools, like
Mm,
put some sensor, put some
mm,
kind of the advancement of technology, put sensor in here, put sensor in there, put. It's will be kind of fancy technology, fancy prototype. However, if we forget what really the customer needs, the idea will be failed. Therefore, before the start of Mino and Latih ID, we conduct a couple of the customer interview, deep interview. Mino with the local fish farmer and Latih ID with the small and medium enterprises in Indonesia. Try to connect what exactly features and what exactly the kind of the technology what they need. Then when we try to create those kind of solution, it uh, exactly match with the needs of the customer. That's the key. So understanding the customer will be the key for
mm.
every startup.
So before you provide solutions for them, you understand what they need first.
Sure.
Go back to Nadia. Nadia, so during the pandemic, so many people got hit very badly financially. And I think it's such a good way for your company to introduce itself as a solution for them. For example, from the data that I got here, the results of the 2020 Standard Chartered survey show that the millennial, which is one of your potential customers, generation age 25 to 44 years is the generation most affected financially by the pandemic. How your company, how Sribu can take a part to support them?
Yeah. Sebelumnya so sorry for tadi because I need to buat teleponnya. So but just to answer on that is that I think especially after the pandemic, the mindset, the people mindset about money really changed, especially millennial and Gen Z. For example, one a really basic example is that before 2020, most people they don't really care about emergency saving, but because of the pandemic people care more about it. So every time I teach financial literacy trainings and people will ask like, hey, how do I save for emergency saving? And now people are more aware like, hey, I should allocate my money properly. I need to save more because this situation like pandemic can happen again in the future and it will affect my financial health and my financial well-being. So people now after the pandemic, if not only they are affected by the pandemic, but also their behavior also changed. I also just read one research about how people manage their money after the pandemic, especially millennial and Gen Z. They are more aware, and also now they're in terms of spending, they are trying to cut their spending to save more for emergency saving, and that is really interesting. And when I launch Reboot, it is really reflected to our traction data that we are seeing really high growth, even though we are just growing organically without ads. And then we are seeing that people really care because one of the solutions that we offer with Reboot is that we want to help people first to understand their financial situation. So basically know where's their money going, and also help them to identify their hidden spending so they can save more money. And what we see that with Tribu, and then people care more about the allocation of their spending when they don't know it. It really helped them to understand like how they save for their emergency savings. So most of our users, they're millennial and Gen Z. Most of them like are fresh grads. So one of the feedback that we got when we launched Reboot, like, hey, this app really helped me because before I couldn't even save, but with this app I can save more money and even I can save for my emergency saving. And for me, I think that is also one of the achievement for because that is also our mission to help people to reach financial goals. And hearing that, that means also we are one step ahead towards our goal.
Do you have any tips how we start building business with limited budget? We are millennials, one of like generations with low income, in this situation. How do you have any tips and how to increase our financial literacy?
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, when I started my own business, I was uh now looking back, I think I was quite brave when I started my own business because I didn't really have like like a lot of money to start my own business. I didn't even ask like for a loan from my parents, or I didn't even like my parents wanted me to work. They didn't want me to start a business. So I need to find my own way how to fund my own business. So I think two things that I think will be helpful for anyone who wants to start their business is the first one is that invest in knowledge first, especially if you don't have that much money like I did. So if you don't have that much money, that also means that you can really spend a lot of money to test and trial whether this works or what doesn't work. So what I did is that I did a lot of research. So before I started building anything, I wanted to learn like how the market would react. It also will minimize the cost to build something, and with for someone who didn't really have that much money, that really helped. And then the second is that after you invest in the knowledge, and you can start building like a really minimum valuable MVP, we call it MVP, minimum viable product. So with the money that you have, you can build the MVP and then test it to the market and see if you can sell it. That's good, and then that means also you have more money to fund your the next product that you want to build. So I think that is one, and that really helps. And then other thing is that I think nowadays it is really a great time for anyone who wants to start a business because it is way easier for us to get business grant, way easier to get like investment from investment company compared to before. So as long that we have tested our idea and also invested in knowledge to build the something and really know like how the market demand for that specific product, it will be easier in the future to fundraise or getting grant from government, also from schools.
From Nadia's stories and Nabil's story, one thing that I underline is resilient mentality. Never give up and never say never, which is so inspiring to hear that right from young generation. But before we go on to Robin, I would like also to remind all the audience, if you have any questions to our speakers tonight, you can just address it on the chat or on Facebook, Twitter. Our team will compile it to us and I will read it and ask them directly. So, Robin, we've heard about financial literacy. We've heard about tech-based solutions from Nabil's team. And now you come up with the idea of Yayasan Mimpi Besar, which is focusing on education. So let me start with this. Yayasan Mimpi Besar is not the first NGO bringing transformation through education and skills training in Indonesia. So what makes it different?
Oh my God, this is a tough question, by the way. Thank you, Kak April. Hi, everyone. Hi, Nadia, Nabil. It was a great initiative from you guys. You were speaking about your business, and then I'm going to tell you about like social stuff, right? It's about foundation. So speaking of speaking of Yayasan Mimpi Besar Indonesia, why this Yayasan is different from other NGO that focusing on education. I would say that in Yayasan Mimpi Besar Indonesia, we encourage young people to be brave, to have a dream. You know, this kind of like I think that we are different. And then another thing about the Yayasan Mimpi Besar is that we also we are not focusing on some universities. For instance, there is a foundation in Indonesia that they only help students. They only help the highest achievement in the university and only focusing, let's say, for the top 10 universities in Indonesia. But Yayasan Mimpi Besar, literally we help young people who are coming from low income families, but they have a good achievement in their school, in the university. So we are not only helping the young generation or students from top 10 universities in Indonesia, but all over Indonesia. Even though we still new in Indonesia, but we want to make a bigger impact on society, especially for young people in eastern part of Indonesia. Yeah, another thing is that we want that our alumni, all the alumni from our programs, let's say our awardees, our scholars, we want them to help their society as well. Let's say this is like a true story from one of our scholars. So he graduated in 2018 from the Universitas Negeri Medan, and after graduation in 2018, he tried to help five other young students who want to go to public university in Indonesia, and then he made it. You know, this kind of the uniqueness of our yayasan. You know, we encourage them to help others. You don't need to pay to us. You don't need to give your money back to us, but we want you to be the change maker in your society.
So emotional support, you come up with that idea, and it's for free so far.
True.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the biggest problems in Indonesia education system? Because you start to focus on the east part of Indonesia. Why and how did you start it? Do you have like some sort of emotional connection with the area, or what? Do you
Yeah,
have like past experience?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Kak April. That's true because I'm originally from a small town in North Sumatra province, and then at the time, probably if I don't have a dream, I couldn't make it to be in front of you guys right now. So at the time, I was thinking a lot. What should I do for young people in Indonesia, especially in eastern part of Indonesia? So back in 2015, I got an opportunity to go to Ende, East Nusa Tenggara, to inspire young people in Ende. At that time, it was a program from the Ministry of Research and Higher Education at the time. So I stayed there for 1 week, and after that, I established a village library. By the way, in Ende, it was the first village library in the village. So at the time, I was thinking a lot. So back to my master's program at Columbia University, I took a class management NGO. So at the time, I was thinking a lot. What should I do? What should I do to inspire young people in Indonesia, especially in eastern part of Indonesia? So this is the challenge. Probably one of the challenge for us in education system is about the information. As we know that the internet connection, let's say that even though the technology is super awesome right now, but probably not in all of Indonesia, especially in eastern part, right? So the information probably they even don't know about the scholarship opportunities, you know. And even some of our volunteers, when they went to one of the village in North Sumatra, even the students, they don't know if there is another level of education after high school. They think that they only, when they finish high school, they just want to help their parents. So the information, that's so important. That's why Yayasan Mimpi Besar is not only providing the scholarship and the soft skill trainings, but we also provide the information. You know, after high school, there is like another level, which is undergraduate, and then masters and PhD and others. You know, so at the time, and even the headmaster of the school cried because our volunteers really did a great job. They inspire the students. They inform the teachers and also the headmasters about the scholarship opportunities. It's not only from the government of Indonesia, and even if the students want to go abroad, there are a lot of scholarship opportunities. So even like I said, Yayasan Mimpi Besar is still new, but we hope that it will be bigger and bigger, and hopefully we will make a bigger impact as well.
All right. So it's been 2 years. The world is dealing with COVID-19 pandemic. And the truth is COVID-19 is widening Indonesia's education gap, especially in the East, that is lack of technology system to support online learning. Right. Yeah. So teachers, students, and parents are facing many challenges as a result. How Yayasan Mimpi Besar is dealing with this situation?
Okay, Kak April, because Mimpi Besar we have in some provinces in Indonesia, in Jepara, West Java, Central Java, North Sumatra, Papua, East Nusa Tenggara. Yeah. So what we did, so for young people, let's say in uh, western of Indonesia, yeah, we still have like a good connection, like internet connection. So we do like a webinar and we invited young people to join us. But for our team in East Nusa Tenggara, we encourage them to go to university. Yeah, the location of the university is in the city. So young people who wants to join the webinar, they come over to the university and then they do the webinar over there. That's one of the thing that we did in eastern part of Indonesia. But in Papua, sorry to say, because our program coordinator is back to his hometown, so we don't have any program in Papua right now. But in East Nusa Tenggara, thank God we still have. And even like the participants who joined the webinar after that, they sometimes went to the village and then teach the kids over there, of course, with the COVID-19 protocol.
So, from what Nadia shared before, is to say that positive feedback from the user of the apps give her such a good feeling of keep going of what she's been doing so far, and even Nabil too. He's been trying really hard to understand what the market, the people needs to provide solutions. And go back to you, my questions: how confident you are, because you keep telling us just now, Yayasan Mimpi Besar is still new, but we are very confident. We are keeping on track to encourage more people, more students to get their higher dream. So how impactful is Yayasan Mimpi Besar movement so far?
Oh, thank you. This is a good question, by the way, because I'm happy to share about our achievements so far. So I start this yayasan. So I start this Mimpi Besar in 2018. At the time, still community based, but we are legal in 2020 to be a foundation in Indonesia. So in 2018, we had one scholars, one awardee. 2019 we have one awardee, and 2020 we have one awardee. And then these three awardees, they graduated already, and then they are currently working, and they help themselves and then their family. And then in 2020 we got in 2021 we have 13 awardees, and now still pursuing their undergraduate. They are still pursuing their undergraduate in Indonesia. So I'm confident when we have a good, a good sense of you want to help others. It will be a lot of ways to help us. So I'm confident that this will be great. And another example is that one of our participants in our soft skill trainings, he got a full scholarship from the Hungarian government, and now pursuing his master's degree in Hungary. And other participants right now, yeah, working on their dreams. Like they have been trying to apply for a short course for other scholarship. So I'm confident that it will be great later on, especially when we have like a lot of evidence. Let's say the achievement of our scholars, of our participants from our trainings. I will try to approach a lot of donors, because I believe that many people out there, they have a lot of money, but sometimes they don't know how to help people, how to use their money. So hopefully Yayasan Mimpi Besar will try to approach them and then ask them to help us to make a big impact, in Indonesia.
Wow, it's really rewarding to see, guys, your hard work start to get recognition. And honestly, I'm really like questioning myself after you guys share with us how patient at doing what you're doing right now. And I question myself, what have I done to give back to my community, which you guys started such an early age where people your age probably now are struggling to find a job, but you create a job, you inspire other people. So my next question, what is your next plan? Maybe starting from Hadia.
Yeah, my next plan, of course, continue to build Tribu. And then other than that is that right now we have helped around almost 100,000 people. So the
Mhm.
next step is that how we can scale it to a million people. So it's will be really we'll be really happy to see if there are more people who get the benefit from our app. So definitely related to Tribu and also how we can scale the product to millions people in Indonesia.
What about Nabil? What is your next plan with all these ideas?
Okay, thank you so much, Kak April. So actually, the next target is we try to bigger our impact. So we try to always try to provide the best solution and the best technology we can offer, and then we will try to reach the thousand more of Indonesian youth and SMEs in Indonesia. Thank you.
And how about you, Robin?
Oh
What
my
is your
God.
next plan?
My next plan, hopefully one day I'll be working full time for my foundation, but for now I'm still like doing it part time, because as probably Nadia mentioned about the financial step, our financial and blah blah blah, a lot of consideration that I need to think, before I decided before I decide to be a full time leader in my foundation. So I need to think about that. But hopefully next my next plan is that think about the strategy, how to make this organization, how to make this foundation becomes a better one, and then hopefully one day we will recruit other young people in Indonesia to join our team with a full-time job as well, and then help more than now. I mean, like more young people to be our awareness or our scholars. And another thing is that my next plan is that to find or to approach donors who want to help us to make a positive impact.
Investing. So for three of you, I have this one question. If you could address one, two, or three things that can help you to improve the quality of what you are doing right now, what would it be, Nadia?
Hmm. For the quality, of course, for me, because I'm building a product. So when it comes like to make it better, of course, I have to hear more feedbacks from the users, and also try more. You can say like usually features, try more features and try out and test it out. And there will be a lot of challenges also in the future. So in terms of soft skill, what is really important is also become being patient and also keep also working towards our goal and don't really give up whenever there's also challenges. I think it's really important when building a business because you will get a lot of like a bad feedbacks about the product, but what is really important is just test and try it out and see how your customers react and make it a better product. I think one simple way to answer it is that.
Yeah, sure, sure. We need feedbacks to improve the quality of our work. What about you, Nabil? If you could address what you need to improve the quality of what you're doing right now, what would it be?
Okay, thank you, Capra, for the question. So I would like to say I need to improve the capacity to for the networking, because networking is one of the most important things to connect the dots. Actually, we connect the higher up to connect like the investor, connect from the someone who willing to give the grant and foundation and so on, and also connect within in grassroots, within the community, within the other stakeholder within the youth and the small and medium enterprises. So I would like to say I want to improve my networking skills and my network connection. Therefore, in this event, I'm so happy to meet Kak Obin and Kanadia and Kak April to uh, uh, all of you actually my inspiration, actually, Calvin, Canadian, Carville. So it's my pleasure to meet you all and create a good connection tonight.
Wow, nice. It's mutual. And what about you, Robinson? If you could
Um,
address, you mentioned that before. You need investor. You need
yes,
someone that want to, support
or
what you do, your movement financially. What else?
okay. The first one, yeah, you already mentioned it, April, the funders, the investors. The second one, I need a great team
Mhm.
that we have the same vision and mission. So we will work with our heart. That's important for me. So team, and then the third one is like the right beneficiaries, because sometimes, like, it's not easy to select the right beneficiaries, the right candidates, the right scholars. So hopefully, we will give the help, the money, the scholarship to the right person, to the right beneficiary.
So what actually, what it takes actually to start make our idea to come true and keep going all these years,
For
Nadia,
me, oh Nadia.
for all of you, because you still consistently doing the same thing, even the result is not significantly giving you profits, but it gives you like some sense of achievement that you can help people. It's part of your passion.
Yeah, maybe I can start on that. So I think what just always said is do is work with our heart, because even though like I'm doing like a for-profit business, but still like there will be a lot of challenges, and when to overcome that, we cannot give up, because the only like the first, I think one of the first reason why people fail is that because they give up. So that's why when we want to achieve, if we want to achieve our dream, what is really important is that we don't give up to reach that specific dream. So that's simple actually, but really hard to implement. So working with our heart, and not only that, also if you work on a problem that is close to your heart, it is way easier. Because if you are just working, oh yeah, I'm just working on this because I need the money, and then they will get tired really easily. But if you work with your heart, even though you have to work 24/7, you don't feel tired at all. It's just like, hey, it is really exciting, even though I still have to work at 12 a.m. today. Like, so that is just one of the examples. But working with our heart is really important, and also passionate about the problem.
Nabil.
Okay, thank you, Gabriel. Actually, all of the answer already answered by Kak Nadia. So I do believe in dream, in passion, because those two will help us to never give up and always moving forward. But I would add one things. As a youth, actually, as Indonesian youth, this is our kind of obligatory to be a part of solution. So there are a lot of problem out there. There are a lot of problem in our country, and I do believe that as a youth, this kind of our part to be a part of solution, from whatever your background is, whatever your I don't know, these social status is. This our kind of part to be a solution for Indonesia. Thank you.
Robin.
Yeah, speaking of our consistency in doing this, I think it's about my passion, and then my value in life is that living for others, living for the greater good, and I believe that when we do good things, we will get good things as well. And I still remember when I was in my undergrad, I almost did. I mean, almost failed. In undergrad due to some reasons. One of them was about the financial of the situation of financial of my family at the time. But my friends helped me. My friends helped my parents, to borrow the money, and then I went to Srivijaya University at the time. So I believe that I got it from from people, and then I will give it back. It's not like you get it and then you need to give it back. So that's so important for me. So this is the time for me to give it back to people who need it.
Right. So I believe that at Seribu, at Latih Aidin, Mino, and Yayasan Mimpi Besar Indonesia, teamwork is a big deal. You guys work with other people, and there's a questions coming from our audience now, and I think you can share your answer from, I don't know if it's real name or not, but with username Pepperoni Pizza. He said, or she asked, how do you keep your staff motivated? Because sometimes we have bad mood, right? I just don't want to do it. There's no impact yet. I'm just so tired of doing the same thing, but no result. Maybe start from Nadia.
Yeah, I think that is also a really great question, pepperoni pizza. But that is a super great question. So when I started Seribu, one of the important things to build, other than like a building the product, but also building the team, that is extremely important. And when we build a team, other thing that is important is that building the culture. So that is why as a founder, like with our founders, we discuss like what kind of culture that we want to build, because this product cannot happen without great people behind that. So we discuss what kind of product and how we can keep people motivated. So we have three main things that are really important in our culture. The first one is, of course, value driven. So whenever we ask people to join the company, we always ask like how important personal finance for you, because if they can relate to the problem, they can also relate to our customers' problem. So if we can help our customers, that will give them satisfaction and it will keep them motivated. And second, not only that, is that when it comes to working, there will be times where you will find it like, oh, it's why is it so hard? Why is it so tiring? So that's why like communication and also maintaining fun workplace is also really important for us. So I think other than a value driven, like you also need an outlet to like tell your colleague like, hey, I feel really tired, and can you help to fix this issue? And there is where communication plays an important part, especially in our culture. So because we think that becoming tired of the problem or becoming tired when building a product is really normal. But if you are passionate toward the problem and also see how people can benefit from the product, it will motivate you again. And also if you have people to tell about your problem, so that's why communication and value driven are two things that are most important in our culture at Seribu.
Okay, communication and value driven, which is important. You have to have common grounds in your team. What about Nabil?
Thank you. I would say 2 points in this answer. The first thing, to share the vision. Actually, it's quite similar with the value driven, as what Nadia said. So we need to share the vision why this company doing this and why they need to doing that. So if we have the kind of same vision, same mission, and they know what is the purpose, it will keep them motivated, keep the teams motivated to finish the jobs. And the second things, I would add that giving the chance to them, to the team, to be involved in the decision process, that will be important. So if they can be a part of the decision of the policy or kind of the program that the startup or the company build, it will be important to keep them motivated. So this kind of okay, so we are doing this because I choose to doing this. So we are not doing that because I disagree with kind of that way of operation. So first share the vision, and then second give the chance to be involved in the decision process will be important to keep the team member motivated to finish the jobs and getting the jobs done. Thank you.
Wow, it's so tempting to join your team. Are you guys hiring? Like values driven, communication is the key, share vision, clear purposes, involve in decision process. And what else, Robinson, you want to add for this?
Yeah, just Yes, I just want to add because Nadia and Nabil already explained like the best answers. So I just want to add like you have to have a big dream, like have it like as big as possible, because when the let's say a challenge comes to you because you have this big dream, so when it comes to you, you can tackle it, you can overcome it. Even the big challenge come to you still can overcome the challenge. And then you need to remember that when you fail, just remember one step closer to get to achieve your dreams. That's why we established Yayasan Mimpi Besar, because we want to encourage young people to be brave, to have a dream, a big dream. So have it. So when you have it, sometimes you feel like super lazy or like demotivated. You still remember, oh my God, this is my dream. I need to achieve this. So this is the step. If you stuck in this level, in this step, so you cannot achieve the dream on time. So you need to know about that. When you feel demotivated, when you feel so lazy, and like there is no impact, so there is no progress of my work. So just remember that you still have a lot of steps to achieve your dreams. So make it happen by having a good commitment, and then willing, and then do action to overcome the motivation in your life.
Yeah, I really appreciate your honesty, guys, about yeah, it's human. It's normal to feel demotivated at times. It's normal to feel down, but don't forget to keep going, which is
Right.
not many people on top want to share about that. It's just they try to sugarcoat everything. Okay, you'll find your way, but now in here, you guys are so real that you are facing challenges, but you're trying to keep going by looking back what exactly triggers you to keep going, which is so nice here. And the next questions, Pepperoni Pizza send the questions on Instagram. So we'll read another questions sent to our Twitter from Fira Fire Lord Zai. I don't know if it's the real name or not, but this is very important and interesting too. As the young leaders of an impactful companies and organizations, do you guys do impact measure? Meaning maybe there's indicator to see your okay, I've achieved this so far and it's a good sign. Do you measure your effort? Nadia.
Thank you for the question. As a business, it's really important to track our traction, especially there are two kind of traction. The first one is that for me, like there's a business related traction, and then the second one is impact related traction. For business related traction, we track it almost every week just to know like whether what we are doing is really impactful in terms of the bit, like in business, like our users liking our product. So it's really important to track the metric and how they're engaged with the product. So that is really important to validate what we are doing. And the second one is in terms of impact. So impact, usually we know it from talking to the users, like what kind of impact we get from using the products. And usually maybe just talking from my case is that the first one, it's really easy because it's more quantitative, but the second one is more qualitative because the impact could be different for each users or each customers. So that is why the second metrics is that for the impact metrics, we just usually we just get a really big picture, like how we help them. Like for example, we help them to save for their emergency saving. We help their saving increase by 100%. So that kind of metrics we just update it like every 3 months. But it's really important because not only to validate what we are doing, and also to validate to our investors, but also to our team, because when they're building that, like Kak Obin said, or also Nabil said, it's really important for the team to know what they're building and also whether that is impactful or not. And knowing the second metric, which is the impact measures, that one is really important to keep the team motivated and also continue working to keep motivated towards building a better products and also achieve our mission.
Right. What about you, Nabil?
Okay, thank you so much, Fire Lord, for the question. So I think that's Fire Lord from Avatar, I think. Okay, so I would like to say evaluation is the important process in Mino in and in Latih ID actually. So in every step of the decision, every milestone, we always have the evaluation process. Sorry. So the evaluation will help us to measure whether the project or whether our step is correct or reach our goal or not. And the second things, after every event in every program, we always share the questionnaire. Questionnaire help us to gather the quantitative survey, quantitative feedback from the customer or from the user, what they're thinking about the event, what they're thinking about the modules, the training session, and the speaker, and so on. And therefore, we also doing the qualitative survey to do some of the random checking to interview and to deep interview to have the feeling of what the customer process and customer journey is, and also what they're feeling about the product or the training that we conduct. So yeah, that will be important step to understanding the impact and measure the product or the training that we have.
Yeah, Robin, what about you?
Yep, of course. Like I mentioned in my explanation before, that we still, communicate with our scholars, even if they graduated already. We still contact them and ask about their life. What are they doing right now? Are they working, or what kind of activities that they join? And even for the students, we have some other criteria, like what kind of organizations that you have been joining so far, what kind of activities or program or projects or conference that you have been joined as well, and what about your GPA, and what about your feelings, because during this pandemic, as we know that a lot of people got an issue about our mental health. So we keep contacting and then asking about their situation. That's the impact that we want to see, like the three scholars that graduated from undergrad, they are currently working, and that's the impact that we want to see. They are not only helping themselves, but also their family.
I got this one questions like just hit me right on. I understand all of you graduated from reputable world-class universities in the world. Aren't you tempted to do, well, let's say 8-5 or 9-6 office job instead of like doing stuff like this? Like you don't even know what's going on in next month, in 6 months, in a year. It's going to be successful or fail. You never know that. Meanwhile, when you join a big company, which I believe that if you apply, they will consider your resume or your CV because of your greatest achievement in academic. You get well paid and benefits, medical insurance. Why are you tempted to change it? Like maybe you just apply and just click and send an email, and then maybe your life change. Maybe starting from Robinson, who's like traveling all the way to remote places to motivate people, which is like it's a long-term investment. So you cannot see the result in one night, let's say.
I know, right? But this is a calling for me, by the way. Um, Helping others and living for others. That's my, like I said, one of my values in life. How I become a better person every single day. So I'm thinking about, like, I'm because we only live once. So what should we do to make it impactful? That's in my mind. So that's why, even for now, Kak April, I'm thinking to learn how to be an entrepreneur. Like what Nabil and Nadia are doing right now. I'm learning about that, how to learn how to make to start my startup or my entrepreneurship as well, because yayasan or foundation is not we cannot work without money, without funds, right? So I'm thinking to learn about business, and then the profit from my business later on will go to my foundation. So it's about calling, by the way.
Wow. Nabil, what about you? You can even sell your idea to big tech companies like, hey, I got this nice idea. Why don't you sell it and make it like, profitable that you can get richer and just like you don't get like, super busy about thinking about the next plans. Everything just organized. You just come and problem solve.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak April. Actually, I would like to say this is kind of my passion to develop kind of innovation and helping others. So it's I don't know, kind of suatu kebanggaan for me, kind of my proud and kind of my happiness to see what I create can help the others. So that's one of the main motivation. So I learned it when I joined actually the Wisely Work for Food Innovation Program, and then I learned about actually if we try to develop something, try to innovate something, one of the most important things is how it can be delivered to the people, how it can be help the others, and that's why those kind of experience took me take my master at engineering with business and focus on the technology commercialization. So so actually this kind of pathway kind of the implementation of what I have learned so far, what I learned from the university, what my previous experience, how to create kind of the technology and try to make it helpful to the others. So kind of I'm happy with this ways of life actually, Kaifer.
Nadia, you want to add some more things to this?
Yeah, if I can be really frank, it was really hard. So I graduated 2020. So pandemic just happened. I was initially wanted to work in the US, to be honest. I wanted to work at a big company for a few years before starting my own business. And then the pandemic happened. And then I saw a lot of people struggling with their personal finance and need this kind of solution. So at the time, I asked myself, like, if I'm not doing this right now, will I regret it later? Will I regret it when I'm 70? Will I regret it not doing this now? And what that is also when starting a business. Also, what is really important is also the timing. So at the time, uh, I was thinking for 3 days straight, like, should I do this? Should I not? Because I've been thinking to do this since I was 17 or even 16, and this is such a right timing to start doing this. So I was like, I booked my ticket just 3 days before back to Indonesia without have any plan, without any funding. Like we got it's a really small grant from MIT, but it wasn't really that much. But I decided, like, if I'm not doing this now, I will totally regret it later in life. So I decided, and the first 6 months that was really challenging because people would continuously ask me, like, why don't you just work? You
Wow.
got like you can just work and then have a nice life. Like right now, you have to earn money from your. You have to use your even your savings to start your own business. And I was like, yeah, but this is also well, if I'm not doing this right now, I will totally regret it. So I think for now, I think that was the right decision to make.
Yeah. Even so many people still doubt it.
Yeah.
All right, before I continue going on to my next questions, I see just now from IBA University, Putri, you raised hand. You want to ask questions to our speakers? Putri, maybe at America team can unmute Putri Zoom so she can speak to our speakers and ask the questions directly. Yep. Putri, are you online? All right, so I'll continue. Speaking of collaborations, do you see any potential collaboration to do in the near future, Robinson?
Yes, 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 of course. Because we can do this, but we need more. If we want to have a bigger impact, we need to collaborate with others as well. That's why it's not only from non-profit organization, but also from profit companies. As we know that they have the funds, and then we need that, and we also need like partners to collaborate to implement our programs. Let's say if we want to make a program in Papua, of course, we need local NGOs that can help us to implement our program in Papua. And let's say, yeah, as I mentioned before, that I really want to have like a huge impact from Aceh to Papua. So collaboration is one of the keys to make it happen.
Hmm. Nabil, potential collaboration maybe from Indonesia or outside Indonesia. Do you see anything coming your way soon?
Sure. There are a lot of potential of collaboration. Even now, I'm thinking probably I will contact Aubin and Kanadia after this event to
Wow.
create some, I don't know, event or sharing event, and try to connect each other, I think.
Mhm.
So that's kind of collaboration that I'm thinking exactly right now. And yeah, and the second things, Latte Hadi are currently trying to improve our kind of network to the international level. So we try to contact, kind of contact the venture capital from Singapore and from the US and so on to help us like bigger our impact, to help us to develop our product and to have a better impact. Thank you.
Wow. You have a future plan ahead. And now you have two speakers can collaborate with you,
Yes,
which
thank you
is
for the
which,
opportunity.
which is so nice. What about you, Nadia?
Yeah, first of all, thank you. We'll be happy to collab with you, Nabil, and also Calvin. Um, for me, like collaboration is really important. So from the early beginning, we also have started collaborating. For example, like investors, most of our, like half of our investors are like foreign investors. Although we have like a local investor, so collaborating with investor abroad is really important. Not only that, also with other founders, because we are building an ecosystem, like financial ecosystem, so collaboration happening every day. So we need to collaborate with other companies, and even like we have a weekly event, so maybe we can collaborate with like Kawabin and also Kanabil to have events like because we usually have weekly events to inspire people, especially millennials. So that will be really exciting to collaborate with you guys as well.
Speaking of the government support so far, you guys already work together with government agencies or anything related to government support to improve the quality of the business organizations that you are doing right now. Robin.
Okay. For now on, I haven't contacted yet the Ministry of Education, but later on, when we have like a good blueprint, I'm going to work together with the Ministry of Education. But our team in East Nusa Tenggara, they work with the Dinas Sosial in East Nusa Tenggara. I'm so proud of my team in East Nusa Tenggara because they really, I mean, I don't know, because they work with their heart, I guess. So I'm proud of my team in East Nusa Tenggara. But in the future, hopefully, I will work, of course, with the Ministry of Education and Research and Higher Education right now. So the Ministry of Education.
Nabil, is there any support from the government so far?
Okay, that's a kind of nice question. So currently we try to have a collaboration with the government, but still on the process. Let's say within the Kartu Prakerja and so on. So we are still on the process on that. So, however, we have some of our speakers during the training program comes from the government sector, from the kantor staff president, and some of the uh, like Kaubin, Dinas Sosial in Kalimantan, and so on. So I do believe that that's part of the collaboration also. And yeah. So finally, yeah, we will improve the network and also the collaboration with the government sector, Kak, Kak April, because we believe that improving quality of training for youth and small and medium enterprises is kind of huge project, kind of huge problem, which needs hands-on hands collaboration within the all stakeholders.
Right. Nadia, what about you? Is there any support coming from our government yet to support your startup, support your apps?
Yeah, of course. So, especially in the last 2 years, government has been really supportive of startups. So they've been launching a lot of accelerator and so incubator program for early stage startup, and we joined one of those. And the support from the government has been really helpful for us. They connect us with a lot of other founders, and also a lot of like a foreign investors as well, and also local investors. So the support from the government program has been really helpful for us, and also in terms of regulation, the government also working towards to minimize any costs like incurred by early stage startups. So that's also helpful for us. But I guess in terms of like a tech product, tech startup, they've been helping a lot of tech early stage tech startup like us with who has like a limited budget, and also to network with and also collab with potential partners and also investors.
So I understand that all of your effort to build up your own company and organization rely heavily on technology. What kind of policies that need to be, let's say, made by the government to support it, that so far maybe is not existing yet, and you wish or you hope that someday it will, so it will be easier for you to run your business or organization? Robin.
Yep. Speaking of the technology that we are talking about, like hopefully that one day the internet connection will be all over Indonesia, because many young people, many students in rural areas in eastern part of Indonesia, they don't have a good connection, the internet connection. Not only about the connection though, even if you use the cellular one, if you want to call someone with your phone, it's not connected because of the signal, it's not good over there. So in 2015, when I was in Ende, I was trying to contact the teacher who was the person in charge to take care of our library in Ende. It was difficult for me to call her because the technology, because of the signal, there is no signal there. So they need to go to the city to get it. So hopefully one day, it's not only about the internet connection or the cellular in rural area, but also we call it like the transportation to go there. So I think a lot of stuff that we need to think together, and it's not only the government's responsibility, but also us, Indonesia. That's our work together. It's not only the government, but also the Indonesian citizens.
Nabil, what about you? What kind of policies that you hope that someday it will exist and it can really support your findings and providing solutions through technology?
Thank you, Kak April. Actually, kind of the policy. Um, I do believe that the entrepreneurial system and the startup ecosystem in Indonesia needs to be improved, and therefore, the policy to help kind of the incentive for startup, kind of the more incubation program in every region will be important, because when I start the startup life, I kind of feel like okay, Indonesia actually still growing. However, in the outside, there are a lot of the incubation process, incubation program, and the venture capital that willing to help the innovation from Indonesia. And I do believe that if Indonesia itself kind of improve the capacity to kind of creating the another new startup, new ideas, the ideation, hackathon program, and so on in every region, not only in the big city, that will be important for Indonesian youth.
Nadia.
Yeah, maybe just to add on Nabila's point before, regulation, I'm hoping is that maybe related to ease of doing business, especially for tax Sarah, because what we are doing, especially tax, we also disrupt the current system. So that's why sometimes when it comes to regulation, we start doing that before the regulation even didn't exist before. So one of the thing that I hope is that first is that ease of doing business in terms of minimum investment. So when we start hoping to get license, so it doesn't require that much for early stage business to get a license and to do the business. And the second is that for in terms of the tech startup, maybe also the government also can keep up with the tech and also create a regulation right away to see it because as a tech startup is also quite confused. Sometimes it is a bit difficult when it says something new and then you don't have any regulation. So also ask the regulation. So I think that is true for me.
So you guys already explained a wide range of what you guys need to improve the quality of work you are doing right now. Knowledge is not enough. You need also good human resources, financial support also, and policies to support what you are doing. And as the closing remarks for all of you guys shared this evening with us, I'd like to know what you guys want to share or tell the audience, the young generation, people your age, who are now probably still struggling to look for the right job for them after they graduate, still have no idea what really their passion is, or still confused if being entrepreneur is really my true call or just being a startup to build up company, but you don't have money, you don't have support financially, or you don't feel confident about your own idea. What do you want to tell them about start doing what you believe that it will make a great impact in the future? Maybe starting from Robin first.
Okay, for all of you guys, young people in Indonesia out there, or if you watch this webinar as well, I just want to remind every one of you. First one is that do not afraid to have a dream, be brave. The second one is that keep on trying because everything in this life needs process. There is no instant way to achieve your dream, so keep on trying. And the third one is that be a creative and meaningful person in your life, not only for yourself but also for others. Thank you.
Nabil, what you want to tell them?
Okay, I have kind of 2 points actually. The first one, I do believe that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. So all of the youth, all of the student, all of you actually those kind of sailors. So if you find a difficult sea, that will be make you king of sailor, like king of pirates, and like kind of Luffy, right? So you need to have kind of the strong sea, kind of the challenge that make you a stronger sailor. That sort of thing. So never give up. And if you find a challenge, that's kind of a clue that you are on the right way to pursue your team. And the second things, I would like to say that this in this era, there is kind of a lot of disruption out there. So you will never know what you learn today, whether that will be still relevant in the future or not. Therefore, what you can do, you need to have lots of experience from anywhere, from creating your startup, creating your ideas, creating your social project, creating your research, creating your doing a good like doing good in your academic life, doing good in your organization life. And I just want to say that get a lot of experience, take a lot of experience, learn from it, because in the future, after your after your graduation, you will not know what will be important, what will be used. And I do believe that if you have a lot of experience, you more resilient to the disruption. Thank you.
You're not afraid to take a risk.
Yes.
Nadia, your
Thank you.
point.
Yeah, just to add one thing. So I just want to say that it's okay to not know what you want to do. It happens all the time. But what is really important is just try new things. Try what you think that might be your passion in the future, because you never know if you don't try it. So don't stay in your comfort zone. But again, it's okay to not know what you want to do, but don't stop trying to figure out what you want to do. What do you really want to do?
Wow, such an amazing experience to hear directly from you guys, your experience, your struggles, your dreams, and your resilient mentality that really has, some sort of like positivity in the hard times. And despite of all the challenges that you are facing, building your own company, leading your organization, you guys teach us how important it is to find our passion, and the most important thing is to do it with all our heart. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. Hopefully this discussion can inspire you guys to find something great, as in life, not just only for you but also for other people, and give a greater impact for others, not only for people around you. So I think that's all our discussion this evening. Thank you so much for all the speakers who share their experience, and all the audience who participate in Q&A sessions. And also, thank you so much for at America team for organizing this event. I'm April Sirait. Stay safe and stay informed, everyone. Good night. I handed it back to James for the event.
Thank you so much to our speakers, Robinson, Muhammad Nabil, and Nadia, along with our moderator, Mba April, for today's very informative session. Earlier in the event, we asked audience members a question. True or false, it is important to build a diverse set of skills and then apply those skills in the real world. The correct answer to that is true. Building a skill set can be achieved through learning and trying new tasks in real-world settings. Once a diverse skill set is built, it gives an entrepreneur a toolkit that they can rely on when they are faced with the inevitability of tough situation. Congratulations goes to Nico Demusudira from YouTube for answering correctly, and thank you to everyone who has participated. Don't forget to tune in next time for another chance to get a shout out from us. Now you may be wondering, how could I develop an awesome idea for a place like this? It's very easy. All you need to do is go to our website at www.atmerica.or.id, select create a program and click collaborate with us. Our event proposals coming to us will be reviewed and your event might be featured here soon. You can also subscribe to our newsletter for all our weekly updates. And that's it, everyone. That wraps this episode. It's been fun, but we have to say goodbye for now. Follow our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ATAmerica for all our fun contents, event updates, and so much more. Thank you again, everyone, for joining. My name is James, and we'll see you at the next At America event. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you so much, guys.